the most popular Chinese BL novel that everybody loves. And I'm no exception. I do love that story too. But there's some parts in the story that I don't actually like, that were pretty weird and just not very comfortable to read. So that's why today I will be giving my honest review about this novel that I love but kind of hate at the same time. So let's uncode this, shall we? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I got no pros. Today we'll be discussing the most famous novel of China, BL novel, 木道之戏. And I'm sure you all have heard about that, 木道之戏, whether the novel or the drama, Untamed. And they're very popular and very loved. And honestly, I get it. I get why it's so loved. But at the same time, there were some specific scenes that I didn't enjoy. And it's not that I didn't enjoy as it's a me problem, but I think it should be an us problem, by the way, but it's not. First of all, I would like to specify that the video that I'm making is not about the Untamed. Although Untamed and mdzs are basically the same, they're not at the same time, because if anybody have read the novel and watched the show, you would know that it's not exactly the same. So yeah, and it was uncensored. It's not, and I love the Untamed. It's perfect. I love it. Although they could have shown him as lovers, but censorship, boom. So when I was reading 木道之戏, I absolutely devoured the 4 volumes of the book in 1 week. With other things, of course. It wasn't like I was reading it all day and night. And I think that's such a good record, okay? You can say it. But the 5th volume, however, I loved it also, okay? But there were some scenes in the 5th volume. I'm talking about smuts there. Smut scenes in the 5th volume were so difficult to get through. They took me like almost a week, and there was like 2 or 3 chapters only of smut. And it took me 1 week. 1 week to get through, and I read it, of course, because people were going on and on how good it is. So I read it, but like it was so difficult to read it, and it was just so uncomfortable and difficult, and it felt unnatural at the same time. It felt fictional. That's not the point. When I say that I don't think author knows how to write smut, I meant these specific few scenes in 木道之戏, 5th volume, okay? So let's begin with the most popular one. In the whole 木道之戏is where they light something, I think. And because of the smoke that comes out of it, they went into a dream, and those dreams were like little freaky, streamy, smutty. Be like watching their past self doing the deed in this dream. But the most problem that there was is that there was this dream in which Lavanji was like 15, 16 years old. Same goes to Wing. But Lavanji kind of just forced himself, at least at the beginning, because Wing was teasing him to Lavanji, like, I know things, don't tease me kind of things. And he just jumped into Wing, and even the Wing was saying, no, Lavanji, I'm sorry, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't tease you. Yeah, he still did it. And he was 15 and 16, by the way, in that specific scene. So tell me, how am I not to feel weird or uncomfortable reading this? But you know what? That's not all. There's also a scene where wangxian goes to a 17 or 16-year-old Lavanji, and he basically just dragged him to a mountain and ties him up, and after that he took his sword and did it in front of him. Before that actually, he basically sucked his, and forcefully, of course, Lavanji was saying, what are you doing, Wing? Stop, Wing, what? And Wing was just, yeah, it was really uncomfortable to read. Even though after the scene, Lavanji actually got into the mood, and he willingly had intercourse with Wing. By the way, the intercourse was between a 17-year-old Lavanji, 17-year-old Lavanji, and adult Wing. Even though there was consent in this. it was still a teenager and an adult, a grown-ass man doing this. So it was, in fact, very uncomfortable for me to read. But then also, at the beginning, Vivushan actually kind of forced himself on Lavanji, and it was very clear. So don't come to say, oh no, he was enjoying it from starting, because he was not. He was literally a kid, and you just jumped on him. Of course, no matter how much he loved him, Vivushan, he would be very scared and even traumatized. But okay, Lavanji got into mood and they did it, fortunately or unfortunately. I don't know, bro. I don't know what to say. It was going over my mind because there's something happened worse, and then there's worse month, and they're worse than that. Because in one scene where adult Lavanji and Vivushan was doing the deed, no, Vivushan said, "Rape me." He said, "Rape me." He jumped on Lavanji. It was adult version of there, thankfully. And Lavanji wasn't, resisting to it, and he was just going into the mood, and he was getting bolder. So we was just like, oh, you're no fun. You don't know how to do it. Something like that. And then he said, never mind. You can rape me instead. Imagine my shock reading that. I mean, this is clearly romanticization of a rape, and I did not expect that from one of my favorite authors. I love the author. I love her so much. I read Heavens of Ashton Blessing. Perfect. It's perfect. It's 10 on 10 and nobody can top that. But then again, when I was reading, because I read this one novel after TGCF, so 5th volume blew my mind with how disgusting and how weird and uncomfortable this month was. And I just couldn't believe that one of my favorite author is writing this thing. Like, she wrote it. And imagine my shock. Especially because everybody was praising this month. Everybody was like, so good, it's so good. Well, I don't know. I was really excited. But I was disappointed. But honestly, without any smut, Heaven's Sufficient Blessing was perfect. If she can't write good smut, then I don't think she should write smut. It's fine. It's fine. As I said, Heaven's Official Blessing without it was perfect. And so should her other novels would be. But if she can write good smut, then please don't write it, author. Please. I'm literally begging you. And it's not meant to be offending or anything. I meant it with all my heart. Because honestly, I cannot imagine, especially looking at Vibhushan and Lavanji's character, I don't think they will ever do something like this, the things that you made them do. Especially Lavanji, he will definitely never do something like this. And I think Vibhushan would also never try to jump on a very, very young Lavanji. If you can't come up with something that's actually good, and it's not meant to be rude or anything, if it's sounding like that, and I'm really, really sorry, but I don't mean to offend you or be rude in any way. I love your novels. I love the author's novel. But, okay, I'm be very, very real. Why I love her, I also don't like the way she writes smut at all. Like, at all. I think without you, she would still be as good as it is now. Without the smut, well, I was before going to rate it 5-star because it was just so good. But after reading this much, I'm probably going to read it like 4.8 or something. It is a real disappointment that I have to downgrade the rating just because of some smut chapters, but it was really uncomfortable. And saying this as a person who likes and appreciates when smut is written good, okay? I'm not the person who's like, oh, I hate smut. And don't. When it's written good, I love it. But when it's not good, I'm going to speak about it. However, think the story is pure gold, and if you are going to read it, I will suggest you skip those small chapters because I read it, so you don't have to. She's actually really great author. And that's why I just want to give my honest review about it. Because if someone is doing good work but they're lacking in something, then maybe I think it's my job to, as a reader, to let them know that I don't like this specific thing that you're doing, and I like everything else, but I don't like this specific thing that you're doing. Because that is not your greatest pursuit. So maybe just try to ease it up a little. Because let's be honest, just because you write good stories, characters, and many love scenes doesn't mean you write good smut, and that is completely okay. Not every author is a good smut writer, and it makes sense. It's totally fine. But I love your work. I love it so much. But there's just one thing that is quite ruining it for me. wanted to talk about this topic for a while now. And now that I finally did, I'm feeling more at ease. I think this is how far I'm going to be talking about Mutajishi today. These few scenes are the one that I absolutely hate in Mutajishi. Do let me know in the comment section if you feel the same or if you have another viewpoint than me. As I said, I still love the author's work. I think it's really serious that we should talk about these things because there is clearly romanticization of rape and some very disturbing scenes between minors and adults. And I don't think that these kind of topics should be romanticized in any way and normalized, which is I think Mutajishi is doing in a lot of ways. And I think it is quite serious in my opinion. And I think we should be more open about it. No matter how much we love the author's work, if there's something in there that is not sending a good message to the society and the people of the society and those people who read it, I think we have every right to point it out. Would like to give out the message to the people, and I did so. Now it's your job to tell people how you actually feel and tell them, not just be like, oh, everything else went good, but this one thing was just not good, so I'm just gonna let it go. No, it is actually serious for me, at least. Serious for you too, then I think you should talk about it. Because if you don't talk about it, things will not reach where we want it to reach and things will not change. With that, I would conclude today's video. As I said, you were open to read the book. It's a good one. That's my advice. Skip this month. I will see you in the next one. Because, you know what? I'm not done yet. Bye.